Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, the Supreme Litigant, and I'd like to welcome everybody back to Smart Loke TV. Before I begin, y'all already know the routine. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscription button and turn that notification bell on. And I'll give y'all a second to do that. All right, so let's jump right into this. I found something, y'all, online just doing some research. And this is very interesting to me, y'all. It's very, very interesting to me. And I'm hoping y'all can see the comparisons. Okay, now notice that you don't see the word. Notice that this document is not titled Constitution. Okay, however, it looks just like a Constitution, doesn't it? That's because it is a Constitution of a corporation. So I'm gonna read some stuff in here because I want y'all to just pay attention to the dots that I'm trying to reasonably connect. So let's go um, here. You see right here, this is where it has its the corporation's place of business. Right here, if I'm not mistaken, the principal office of the corporation in the state of Alabama shall be located in the city of Mobile, county of Mobile. Okay, so I'm a cross reference right there. When they talk about the United States within that 10 square mile or something like that, it's in that Constitution. Okay, just to let y'all know. That's one point that I wanted to point out. The corporation may have such other offices either within or without the state of Alabama, as the board of directors may designate, or as the business of the corporation may from time to time require. So, meaning they can may have offices in Alabama or outside of the state of Alabama. That's what they mean within and without. So, place of meetings, special meetings, annual meetings. Now that stuff I don't really want to focus on. I want to focus on where is it at? Board of directors. I'm getting there. Notice they talk about the tenure, the qualifications, number. Let me see. They do this. I don't really see anything in regards to number there, but they do mention the terms of tenure, and they have specific qualifications, in the U.S. Constitution. I want y'all to notice that this is a corporation and this is a constitution, y'all. Again, just want to let y'all know that. Now I'm about to start connecting these dots. So let me find this. Where is it? Quorum, acting, credit dictatorship, removal of directors. Here we go, right here. Officers. This is the article that I want to focus on. And I want y'all to also notice that they call this. Let me go back up. So we're on page 4. So let me go back up to page 1 right quick. You see where it says bylaws? Bylaws. Bylaws. So if I'm correct, and I can reasonably conclude, because that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm cross-referencing this document in reference to the U.S. Constitution's document. That's what I'm doing. All right, because they're calling these bylaws. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is the dots that I'm trying to connect is, even though that they calling these articles and so on, with the articles amendment. Let me go back to page 4 and see what they're talking about. Is it down here, y'all? Give me 1 second. This is very interesting to me. Article, what is this? Article 5? Looks like Article 5, officers or whatever. These are in fact bylaws. So if these are bylaws for a corporation, and corporations can have constitutions, and we all know that the U.S., let me rephrase that the United States is a constitution, that let me rephrase that. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm stumbling over my words. And we all know that the United States is a corporation, that the articles within that corporation are in fact bylaws. That's the dot that I'm trying to connect. Not only that, pay attention to this shit, y'all. Number. The officers of the corporation shall be a president. Doesn't the United States have a president? A vice president. Doesn't the United States have a vice president? A secretary. Does not the United States have a secretary? And a treasurer. Does not the United States has a treasurer? Now I'm gonna stop right there. I want y'all to think in terms of the state. So you have a governor, okay? Replace the word governor with president, okay? And now you have a what they call it a lieutenant governor, okay? Replace, if I'm not mistaken, replace the word lieutenant governor with vice president, okay? Now you have a secretary. Replace the, modify the word secretary with secretary of state. And you have a treasurer. You have a yeah, are y'all connecting the dots? I'm connecting these dots. And I think these are reasonable conclusions. I could be wrong, because you can be wrong even though you made reasonable conclusions. However, I do not believe I'm wrong. I don't believe I'm wrong at all. Each of whom shall be elected by the members. Okay. Notice each of whom shall be elected by the members. Okay. So if the United States is a corporation, which we all know, the only thing we vote for, is a president. But you have to be a member to vote for that president. Is this making sense for y'all? You see how these dots I'm connecting? One person may hold two offices except president and secretary. Okay. Let's see. Each officer shall hold office until his successor shall have been duly elected and shall have qualified, or until his death, or until he shall resign or shall have been removed in the manner provided. Okay. Terms of office, elections, removal. Let's go down here. I'm going to go straight to the president, and then I'm going to address every officer within this corporation that I think should be addressed. Okay. The president shall be the principal executive officer. Is not the president of the United States the chief executive officer? Don't they call him that? The chief executive officer? Do not they call him that? The commander in chief. Is not the president a member of the executive branch of government? The executive branch of government. Is he not an officer? Because that's what they call them, y'all. Police officer. Attorneys are officers of the court. The judge is an officer of the court. The prosecutor is an officer of the court. Is this making sense to y'all? But they are corporations. The president shall be the principal officer of the corporation and subject to the control of the directors. So who would be the directors? Okay, let's say the directors are the House and the Senate. Or I'm not sure if that's the senators and I think the House of Representatives. They might be the same thing or they might be different. Something like that. Let's say that. Or if you're in the state, let's say, let's use this term. The governor shall be the principal executive officer of the corporation. Is not the governor of your state a member of the executive branch of government? This shit, y'all, I'm really starting to see this shit now, y'all. They really hid this shit good. You really have to do some research to kind of come to these conclusions, or at least to connect the dots and make reasonable conclusions. And subject to the control of the directors. So we're going to say, if you're in this, we're going to use the governor again. We're going to say Alabama. I think we have a house. There's a house in Alabama, and I think they're maybe I don't know if they're senator. I forgot what they call it, but we're gonna say there's a house. So in this case, the directors will be the house. Okay, shall in general supervise and control all of the businesses and affairs of the corporation. He shall, when present, preside at all meetings of the members and of the directors. Don't they do that at the House of Representatives and in Congress? So we're gonna replace the word business and affairs, we just gonna say that that's some sort of legislation. He may sign with the secretary or any other proper officer of the corporation thereunto authorized by directors, deeds, mortgages, bonds, contracts, or other instruments which the directors have authorized to be executed, except in cases when signing and execution thereof shall be expressly delegated by the directors. Look at this shit. This is a fucking constitution. This is a constitution. So what I want y'all to do, like if you feel like you know more than me with connecting some of these dots, because I feel like my knowledge is limited, then connect the dots and you're gonna see this shit. You are going to see this shit. In the absence, let's go to vice president. In the absence of the president, or in the event of his death, inability, or refusal to act, the vice president shall perform the duties of the president. What? Does not the United States have a vice president? And can or cannot the vice president do these duties that just, can act when situations like this occur for the president? So let's read this again, but we're going to use the term governor. This happened in Alabama. In the absence of the governor, or in the event of his death, we're going to say her death because there's a female governor in Alabama. Her death, inability, or refusal to act, the lieutenant governor, I think that's what they call it, a lieutenant governor. What the fuck is a lieutenant governor? We know what a lieutenant is. That's a member of the seems like a member of the military or something like that. Or the police force or something like that, because if I'm not mistaken, there's a lieutenant in the police force, there's a sergeant in the police force, there's a sergeant in the military, if I'm not mistaken, there's a lieutenant in the military, if I'm not mistaken. Are y'all connecting these dots? Why do they have these terms? Shall perform the duties of the governor, and when so acting, shall have all the powers of and be subject to all the restrictions upon the president. Let me rephrase that. Upon the governor. We're gonna say the lieutenant governor shall perform other such duties as from time to time may be assigned to him, to her, by the governor or by the directors. So we're gonna say or by the governor or by the House or by the senators or by Congress. Is this making sense for y'all? Secretary, the treasurer. I can't really. I don't know. Let me see something. The secretary shall keep the minutes of the members and of the directors' meetings in one or more books provided for that purpose. See that all notices are duly given in accordance with the provisions of these bylaws. Notice that they're calling these bylaws, y'all. They calling these shit bylaws. But this shit looks like a damn constitution. So if I'm correct, I can reasonably, let me rephrase that. So if I'm correct, we can reasonably conclude that the United States Constitution, the order with those amendments in there or articles or whatever, are in fact bylaws. Because it is a fucking corporation. Is that not a reasonable conclusion, y'all? It's a corporation, y'all. Ain't no way. Like, now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I believe in coincidences. I do. But this is too many fucking coincidences. Way too many coincidences. So, if the amendments or the articles or whatever in the Constitution are bylaws of that corporation, then what are the statutes? The statutes they would seem like that they would have to be bylaws too of the corporation. Or some sort of I can't even think of the terms, or maybe regulation or something like that of the corporate. I don't really know in regards to that. Okay, so I don't want to mislead anybody or something like that. But if you feel like you do know, please tell me. I can't wait to upload this video for y'all to see this shit here. Or as required be custodian of the corporate records, and of the seal of the corporation, and keep a register of the post office's address of each member, which shall be furnished to the secretary by such member, and in a general form perform all duties incident to the office of secretary, and such other duties as from time to time may be assigned to him by the president, or I'm guessing they meant by the president or by the directors. So we're gonna say change that from by the governor or by the House or something like that. Or we're gonna say either by the House of Representatives or what they got on the federal level. I know they got, it was the House of Representatives and the Senate or something like that. Treasurer. Now I think this is gonna be really good right here. The reason why I'm saying this is it's going to start talking about this bond. If required by the directors, let me rephrase that, if required by Congress or if required by the House, the treasurer shall give a bond for the faithful discharge of his duties in such sum and with such surety or surety. Y'all, look, man, this is proof that the jurisdiction that they are acting under is not um, it's not common law. If it's required by the directors and the treasurer shall give bond for the faithful discharge, that's it. That's that's administrative law. Now everybody has, everybody can issue administrative law. The people the sovereign. We're gonna say Alabama. The sovereign people of Alabama created, a constitution, and that constitution is the administrative law of the people. And the people, via their constitution, have permitted or granted privileges. These are not rights because they can be taken back from the government. Have permitted and granted privileges to each branch of government to act in a certain manner and to do a certain thing. And it says what they can do and what not, and what they can't do. Okay. That's administrative. They are, all three branches of government are administering the law of the people. That's what they're doing. So if you create a corporation, you make so-called bylaws or whatever you want to call it, and anyone subject to these bylaws or like the board of directors or something like that, they are administering your bylaws. They're acting in accordance with what they with what they can with what they can and cannot do, is what I'm trying to say. This is very interesting, y'all. This is very interesting. Okay, so we're gonna say this. See, this right here says Article 5. So we're gonna say this is Article 1, Section 10, where they talking about only gold and silver can be money and shit like that. We'll say that's that. Anyway, I don't want to get too much off point, and I don't want to confuse anybody. But I just want to see. I just want y'all to see these dots that that are being connected here. This is it's a constitution, okay, of a corporation. Okay, the language is almost identical in regards to the United States, which is a corporation. It's a charter. It's a constitution. That's all the constitution is anyway. It's a damn charter. Let's go back up. Article 7. These bylaws, notice again that they're calling them bylaws, y'all, but this is a constitution. The United States is a corporation, y'all. After seeing this shit and doing the little research that I have done, it's a fucking corporation. Not only, the reason why I say it's a corporation is because they have a DUNS number. They're participating they're dealing in commercial. Let me rephrase that. They're dealing in negotiable instruments. They have a constitution with bylaws in it. They're acting like they're suing people. Like, bro, this is crazy, fam. It's crazy. Crazy. They corporations, man. The United States is a corporation. It's a damn corporation. The states are corporations. You can cross-reference this shit all you want, and if you can connect these dots like I just did, it's a damn corporation. Anyway, these bylaws may be amended from time to time by a majority vote of Congress. We're gonna say Congress or whatever, present at the annual meeting or any regular meeting of the board. Let me see. I, Walt Addy, Secretary of the Silver Clay Property Owners Association, hereby certify that the foregoing bylaws, even though it looks like a damn constitution, they're calling them bylaws. The reason why I think that they're bylaws is because it's a fucking corporation. Were duly read, and each and every article contained therein was generally discussed at a general meeting of the board of directors of the said Silver K Property Owners Association held on blah blah blah, Mobile, Alabama, at which meeting blah blah blah. After the bylaws were read and discussed, motion was made. Don't they do this shit? They do this same shit in Congress, y'all, and at city council meetings. Motion was made and duly seconded that the bylaws be approved and adopted as read. So essentially, they can amend their constitution. This is how they have to amend it, though. They have to amend their constitution in the manner they have prescribed in their constitution, which is Article 7. It's a damn constitution. It's a corporation, y'all. Boy. Y'all gonna like this video. Anyway, that'll be it. The Supreme Litigant is out. Peace.